They're both in bed, inches apart but miles away. She scrolls TikTok. He checks sports scores. When they do touch, it feels like ticking a box, quick, mechanical, done. The gap between them widens each night. Neither knows how to close it without making things awkward. Words feel risky. Silence feels safer. The disconnect becomes their new normal, until one night they realize intimacy disappeared entirely, and neither noticed when. Karezza is intentional intimacy, where connection replaces climax as the goal. The word comes from Italian, meaning caress. Partners engage in gentle, affectionate touch without the pressure to finish. The focus shifts from performance to presence, from achieving to experiencing. This simple reframe changes everything. A couple lies in bed after a long week, shoulders tight, eyes avoiding. The man scrolls his phone. The woman stares at the ceiling. When they do touch, it feels mechanical, a checklist item between work emails and sleep. The distance grows wider each night. Neither knows how to close the gap. Words feel risky. Silence feels safer. The disconnect becomes normal. They stop noticing it, until they do. Step 1. Create the space and open the conversation. Before anything physical begins, partners talk about what they want. This conversation happens outside the bedroom, when pressure is low. The man explains the concept, intimacy without the race to finish. The woman shares concerns or curiosity. Both agree to try. On the chosen evening, they prepare the environment. Soft lighting, comfortable temperature, phones off, distractions eliminated. This setup signals intention. The body registers the shift from routine to ritual. Step 2. Synchronized breathing. Partners lie facing each other or in a comfortable embrace. They focus on breathing together. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. At first, the rhythms mismatch. After a minute, they align. This synchronized breathing activates the body's calming response. Heart rate slow. Stress hormones drop. The nervous system shifts from urgency to ease. Performance pressure dissolves because there's no finish line to rush toward. Connection begins here in breath. Step 3. Gentle whole-body touch. Touch starts slowly away from obvious areas. Hands on arms, fingers through hair, palms on backs. The goal is sensation, not escalation. This approach allows bonding chemicals to release steadily rather than spiking. Skin-to-skin contact triggers oxytocin, the hormone responsible for attachment and trust. When touch remains gentle and unhurried, the body stays relaxed. Tension held in muscles begins to release. Eye contact increases. Words become softer or disappear entirely. Presence replaces performance. Step 4. Maintain presence and communicate. If the intimacy deepens physically, the principles stay the same. Slow, deliberate, focused on connection. Partners check in with each other. How does this feel? What do you need? Communication replaces assumption. If arousal builds toward climax, the couple pauses. They breathe together again. They shift positions. The practice is about extending the experience, not racing through it. This teaches the body a new pattern: pleasure without urgency, intimacy without anxiety. Step 5. Close with cuddling. After 20 to 30 minutes, partners transition into a relaxed embrace. No abrupt ending. No rolling over to separate sides. They hold each other, continuing the skin contact that sustains bonding. This integration period matters. It reinforces the experience emotionally. The nervous system registers safety. Trust deepens. The couple talks quietly or rests in silence. The session ends when both feel complete, not when one finishes. Practical tips for beginners. Start with shorter sessions, 15 to 20 minutes, while learning the rhythm. Use pillows for physical comfort in sustained positions. Avoid scheduling Karezza when rushed or exhausted. The practice requires presence, and fatigue kills presence. Some couples find side-by-side positions easier to maintain without tension. Others prefer one partner resting on top, weight distributed comfortably. Experiment to find what works. Common misconceptions. Karezza is not abstinence. It's not withholding or teasing. Both partners experience pleasure throughout. The difference is that pleasure becomes the experience itself, not a stepping stone to climax. Some men worry this means permanent denial. It doesn't. Karezza can be practiced alongside conventional intimacy, though many couples find they prefer the sustained connection it offers. The practice doesn't cure medical conditions, but it does tend to reduce performance anxiety and increase relational satisfaction. The same couple, 3 weeks later. They lie intertwined, breathing in rhythm. His hand rests on her waist. Her fingers trace his shoulder. No hurry, no script. Their eyes meet and hold. A small smile passes between them. 30 minutes unfold like 3. When they finally separate, they stay close. The tension that defined their evenings has dissolved. In its place, ease, connection. The kind of intimacy that doesn't need words. They've relearned what it means to be present. The distance is gone. These 5 steps form the foundation. Master them, and the practice becomes intuitive. The next section explores how to deepen the experience and sustain it long-term, building on this base to unlock even greater relational benefits. Core tactics build the foundation for genuine presence. Now advanced techniques elevate those moments, turning temporary connection into lasting intimacy. Once the basics feel comfortable, a couple can deepen the practice. Advanced Karezza techniques build on the foundation of breath, presence, and non-goal-oriented touch. These refinements transform a simple practice into a sustained source of relational strength. Advanced Technique 1. Energy Circulation Visualization. Some practitioners use mental imagery to intensify connection. As they lie together, they visualize warmth or light moving between their bodies, through hands, through contact points, in a continuous loop. This isn't mystical. The mind-body link is real. When a person focuses attention on physical sensations, blood flow increases to those areas. The nervous system responds to intention. Visualizing energy circulation keeps both partners mentally engaged, preventing distraction. It anchors presence. For couples who practice this regularly, the sensation becomes visceral. They report feeling currents of warmth, tingling, or subtle pulsing where their skin touches. Advanced Technique 2. Extending sessions and non-genital arousal. Beginners start with 15 to 30 minutes. Advanced practitioners extend sessions to 45 minutes or longer. The key is managing arousal without suppression. When excitement builds toward climax, the couple pauses. They shift focus to non-genital areas: neck, ears, shoulders, thighs. They breathe deeply together, redirecting energy throughout the body rather than concentrating it in one area. This teaches a critical skill: the ability to sustain pleasure without urgency. Over time, the body learns a new response pattern. Arousal becomes distributed, gentle, wave-like, instead of spike-driven. Advanced Technique 3. Integrating daily affection. Karezza principles don't stop at formal sessions. Advanced couples weave the approach into everyday life. a hand on the lower back while making coffee, a slow embrace before leaving for work, eye contact held 3 seconds longer than normal. These micro moments release the same bonding chemicals as full sessions, just in smaller doses. They maintain baseline connection. Here's what happens inside the body during Karezza. Prolonged skin-to-skin contact triggers oxytocin release. This hormone strengthens emotional bonds and reduces defensiveness. Higher oxytocin levels correlate with increased relationship satisfaction and trust. At the same time, stress hormones like cortisol drop. The body's threat detection system quiets. The thinking brain operates more clearly. Communication improves because partners feel safe, not attacked. Unlike conventional sex that spikes feel-good chemicals, then crashes them, Karezza maintains steady levels. The brain pathways associated with reward and bonding strengthen without the volatility. This creates sustainable connection rather than addiction-like cycles. Intimate touch activates regions linked to emotional regulation and social bonding. The effects persist beyond the session itself. Partners report feeling closer for days afterward, observable manifestations over time. Couples who practice Karezza regularly notice specific changes. Arguments become less heated. Recovery from conflict happens faster. Physical affection outside the bedroom increases naturally. Eye contact deepens. Small gestures of care multiply. One partner starts coffee before the other wakes. The other remembers to ask about the difficult meeting. These aren't coincidences. The practice rewires how partners relate. Safety breeds generosity. Connection breeds attentiveness. A couple sits intertwined on a Sunday morning, 40 minutes into a session. His hand rests on her hip, barely moving. Her forehead touches his chest. Their breathing syncs without effort. Neither speaks. A subtle warmth builds between them, not urgent, not demanding, just present. His mind starts to wander to work emails. He notices, redirects attention to her breath against his skin. She feels tension in her shoulders, adjusts slightly. He shifts with her, maintaining contact. The warmth intensifies, spreading through their torsos. When they finally separate, they hold each other's gaze for a long moment. No words needed. The connection speaks. Practical advice for deepening practice. Gradually extend session length by 5 minutes every few weeks. Don't force it. Journal experiences separately, then share observations. This builds awareness of patterns and preferences. Adapt the practice for different relationship stages. New couples might focus on building safety, long-term partners on rekindling presence. During plateaus, when sessions feel routine, introduce variation. Change the time of day. Try a different room. Add music or silence. Addressing misconceptions. Karezza is not anti-orgasm. It's about expanding pleasure beyond a single goal. Some couples practice it exclusively. Others alternate with conventional intimacy. Neither approach is superior. The practice is complementary, not dogmatic. It's also not limited to couples. Solo practitioners adapt the principles. Slow, mindful self-touch focused on sensation rather than climax. The benefits translate: reduced performance anxiety, increased body awareness, deeper self-connection. Final encouragement. This practice requires patience. The first sessions may feel awkward or uneventful. That's normal. The nervous system needs time to unlearn urgency and relearn presence. But the investment pays compound interest. Couples who commit report sustained intimacy that conventional approaches rarely achieve. The techniques in this section, combined with the basics from earlier, form a complete framework. Start simple. Build gradually. Notice what changes. The connection deepens not through intensity, but through consistency. Foundation steps create presence. Advanced techniques sustain it long-term. This week, try this. Choose a quiet evening. No phones, no distractions. Lie facing your partner, synchronize your breathing for 5 minutes, then explore gentle touch without any goal. Notice what shifts. Drop your biggest discovery in the comments. Hit like if these techniques resonated. Subscribe for weekly relationship strategies that strengthen bonds. Your intimacy thrives when you prioritize presence over performance.